back. So in this video, I'm not in a shop, I'm not working on heavy equipment. I'm in Tucson visiting some family, and I recently found out about this. It's the Tucson Military Vehicle Museum, and it's right over by the Pima Air Space Museum. I believe it's the same organization that owns that runs that, the nonprofit or whatever that runs that, is who runs this. It's on the same property. Embark is right over there. You guys have all heard about that, you know, the aircraft. It's kind of a storage place for aircraft, for military aircraft, where they store everything and then they sell parts off, or else they, in the future, they sell them to somebody else to fix them up and sell them, whatever. But I'm sure you guys all know about that. But anyways, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to see if they let me video. I don't know if they will yet, so I'm videoing this on the parking lot just in case they will. If they will, then I'm going to video some really cool stuff in here. So let's get to it. All right, so I made it in, and she said that they do allow filming, so I can film in here for the YouTube channel, and I'll make a cool little video in here, I guess. So this place just opened in March. Right now it's August, middle of August 2025, and they just opened in March of 2025. And this place, you can see it's already packed. They've got so much stuff in here, and they've got some stuff outside, not a whole lot. And they're building a track so that they can do demo rides in different military vehicles. So I don't know if everything here runs or not, but I know they've got a lot of it that does run. And on their website, they did show a tank that they had outside on the track that they're building. So that'd be pretty cool. Really fun place to bring your kids. I'm sure there's a lot of boys out there and some girls that would love to get a ride in some of this stuff, and some big kids as well. So, okay, so here's where they got all the vehicles. All the land military vehicles that you are about to see along this wall were collected by Count Ferdinand von Galen. The Count was born in 1936. Lived in Germany. You guys can pause on this and read it all if you want. I don't know if it'll come out on the camera. It's a little shiny, but there you go. Just putting on here long enough for you guys to be able to zoom, to pause it and zoom in. All right. Well, anyways, let's see what they got here. Got some real Ford Bren gun carrier. Entered service in 1929. Daimler Dingo Scout car. Entered service 1940. It looks like a weasel over there. I'm not sure. Yep. There's the weasel. Those entered service in 1943. Of course, we've got a MB quarter-ton Jeep here. Definite World War II vintage. A couple of them. Wow, these are in beautiful shape. We got a trailer behind that one. What else we got? Stuart Kangaroo armored personnel carrier. Armored utility car. Yeah, that's really neat. That scout car is beautiful. That thing's worth a few bucks. Man, those things are nice. Dodge WC-54 ambulance police van. Oh, that's awesome. Dodge weapons carrier. Command car. That is beautiful. These are just absolutely gorgeous. Look at the shape these things are in. Dodge WC-62 personnel and cargo carrier, half ton with the 3 axles. Oh, look at this. Humber 4x2 saloon super snipe staff car, a little British staff car. It's in service from 38 to 40. GMC, CCKW. Nice little 6x. M18 Hellcat. Beautiful. Oh, look at this troop carrier. Is this a troop carrier? I think it is. Alice Chalmers high-speed tractor, 8-ton, M4A1. Yeah, it's just a tractor, just for towing. That's pretty cool. Got a little motor grader here. Cat motor grader. We got a duck boat here. Those are pretty cool. I rode on one of those in Wisconsin about 15, 20 years ago. Pretty cool. Brockway Beast 666 truck. Got a portable bridge on there. Got a crane on the back. Yeah, it's got that kind of a gantry crane thing. Awesome. Oh, look at this tow truck here. That's really cool. Ward LaFrance M1A1 10-ton heavy wrecker. Entered service in 1941. Riverline assault craft. That being dropped in by CH-53. Can't see too much of that. Kind of in the shadows. Come over here. We got some modern stuff here. We got a couple of Humvees. M151A1 up armored. High mobility motorized wheel vehicle. That's what my M114 had, was a turret on top. It had the Marine Corps armored turret on top until they gutted it before they sold it to me. Let's see which Humvee this is. M-Mist CQ-10A Snow Goose. Snow Goose is a low-cost, resupply unmanned aerial vehicle used by the United States Special Ops. Was designed and used by Canadian firm Mist Mobility Integrated Systems Technology. It's a self-propelled, autonomous, GPS-navigated parafoil delivery system. Well, that's really cool. It's mounted on the back of this Humvee. Heck yeah, that is pretty cool. That's awesome. Oh, we got an Otter light recon. Got an Otter light recon car. It's Canadian. That's kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of a ferret a little bit, but it's called a Bison. I don't know which way to go next. Let's go back down this way. Just zigzag our way down. Amphibious tracked infantry fighting vehicle. It's actually really cool looking in the front. Look at that. M59 armored personnel carrier. This thing's a behemoth. Look at this thing. That's bad they don't have the door. They're kind of locked shut. Too bad they have it. Cool to be able to see inside. Here's another personnel carrier. Oh, I just saw a mechanical mule. Nice M274 mule. It's got the added extra seat and a foot rack for it. Got the rear steer. That's pretty cool. Some kind of, what is this thing? M790 Pershing II and transporter. Erector launcher. That's pretty neat. Pick one of these up at Gov Planet. Park it in front of the neighbor's house. Be fun. Got us a fuel trailer. Got a little lorry here. What is that? BGM 109G ground launch cruise missile. This must be the tractor that towed it, apparently. What's this? Tactical Missile Training Group. This is a simulator. A training simulator. It's complete with coffee pot and everything. And a John. Look at that. It's got a head. Just came out of that missile training trailer. I'm going to go down this other periphery and then I'll work my way back to the center section here. My ADHD, I'll be bouncing all over this place and we'll all be lost. All right, so there's the thing on the mechanical mule. These things are awesome. I use mine all the time at home. Assault Amphibious Vehicle, AAVP 7A1, 1972. Wow, it's amazing something that heavy can float. Something that big and heavy can float. Crazy. Cougar Hardened Engineered Vehicle. Yeah, I'd say that thing's been beefed up. You can see the shape of the hull for deflecting roadside ordnance or improvised ordnance. Got us another humvee. For museum use only. Avenger Air Defense System. Yeah, like the launchers on that thing. Avenger is a mobile air defense platform equipped with a self-propelled surface-to-air missile system, provides short-range air defense protection for ground units against unmanned aerial vehicles, cruise missiles, low-flying aircraft, and helicopters. Avenger was originally designed for the armed forces of the U.S. That's pretty cool. Water buffalo. Nice picture of it in action. 1941. Look at the tracks on that. It's made for scooping sand. Special 4x4 prime mover. That's pretty neat. Let's see if they're... Yeah, I should tow in a trailer right there. I guess that's the job of a prime mover. Four-wheel drive special utility cargo and ordnance equipment. Prime mover was produced by the four-wheel drive auto company during World War II. Most of the chassis produced were supplied to Britain under Lend-Lease or Canada, where they were used as general cargo trucks, artillery tractors, and snow plows. That's pretty cool. What do we got here? M5A1 Stewart. I love these pictures they have of them in action right here. M3 gun motor carriage. M3 GMC. That'd be fun to play with. There's an M3 half track. A couple of them. M3A, oh, that's a scout car there. M3A1 scout car. Ford GTB Mark II fuel truck. That's an old timer there. 1943. Looks more like it came from World War I to me, but it's got that old school look. Where was that made? Yeah, made by Ford. This little tractor here, 5-ton artillery tractor. A Studebaker M29, a Weasel. This is cleat track. Got us a little two-wheel vehicle, Harley Davidson, before they went rainbow. Cleveland Tractor Company, M2 medium high-speed tractor, Cleat-Track. High-speed tractor, Cleat-Track was used for moving aircraft or heavy equipment around Army Air Force bases during World War II. Designed and built as a tracked vehicle, 7-ton Cleat-Track could easily tow aircraft and trailers around primitive airfields and in inclement weather. Yeah, that would work good, I guess, with all that rain in the South Pacific. And oh, here's a Kubelwagen. Beautiful. Look at that. I would love to get me one of those. 105 millimeter German artillery. That's pretty cool. 8.8 centimeter flak 37. I was thinking Nazi flak gun. It was known as the 88, versatile artillery gun used by the German military. Between 19,000 and 20,000 of them were built. Wow. Made by Krupp. Now they're making coffee pots. Amazing, huh? Wow. Yeah, it was cool. Years ago, I was doing some work up at 29 Palms Marine Base, and we were working for RTAMs, the range training area maintenance guys, and they would take care of the ranges. They would set up targets on the ranges for the, for the guys to shoot at, and then they would clean up the ranges when they were done. Take everything down to the recycle place, sort it out. They did all that stuff, and they had a whole bunch of stuff left over that he told me was still called spoils of war, stuff left over from World War II from the Germans. And I remember my youngest son was probably about 12, 13, and he came up with me one Saturday to do some work up there, and he went out there and robbed a bunch of parts off of it. I still have some of the parts that we took off of it, and it was just so cool. Just spoils of war, and that we still have it. Like, we captured a bunch of the stuff after Hitler was gone, and our military still has it around the world in different places. And but our 29 Palms using it as fodder, for the ranges up there. So kind of cool. All right, M1A1 Abrams. Look at that one. That one's seen better days. Must have been when Clinton was in office or something, and they cut the budget down to nothing. Yeah, this place is awesome. There's a lot of equipment in here. How do you come up with this many vehicles in this nice a condition? It's a British tank, Centurion Mark V. The service in 46. Got the Canadian flag on it. It's a big boy. Soviet T-34-85 tank, 1940. Built over 84,000 of these. Wow. I think we've got an open hatch here. Wow. Such crude casting on it and stuff too. These welds. Someone sat there for a day sewing that in. Look at just how rough and crude the casting is on these. I know it is on most tanks. I mean, you're not getting perfect castings on the turrets and stuff, but this one looks especially crude. Must be the Soviet thing, and making 84,000 of them in just a few years. Wow, look at the business end of that. M110A2 8-inch self-propelled howitzer. 1963. It's 31 tons, a crew of 13. An 8-inch shell. Wow. Half-inch armor. Got Detroit 8V71 diesel. A little screaming two-stroke. Let's see, I think we already looked at these. Yeah, carriers. Around here, that's a beauty there. Look at that. It's got a special look to it, don't it? The shape of that turret. T-62 main battle tank. Officially entered service with the Soviet Army on August 12, 1961. Manufactured as a consolidated project on certain T-55 tank components integrated with a larger 115 millimeter smoothbore gun. In the late 50s, Yeah, blah, blah. It came in 1961. That's pretty cool. Current markings, Iraqi Armed Forces. It's got a cool look to it. I love the shape of that turret. God, look at the repair welds on that. If they just filled in flaws in the casting, or if they had to repair a wound. Wow, it's a beauty. I love it. Look at that searchlight on the front of that spotlight. So T-72 main battle tank. Yeah, that's really cool. Looks like we got us a little mine sweep here. Or mine. Yep, Buffalo A2, mine protected clearance vehicle. Entered service in 2003. That's pretty cool. Picking up a improvised explosive device off the side of the road. See, it's got the shape of the hull, how it tapers out. That way, if it gets an explosion under it, it'll, the explosion will just kind of follow the shape here of the hull and let most of the energy escape out the side rather than making a mess inside of it. M110A2. Oh, that's one we already saw the front of that, the 8-inch howitzer. Let's go back over here. I might have to move locations here a little bit. I got a kid making a bunch of noise over here, so bear with me. All right, let's see what this thing is. Husky Mark III, vehicle mounted mine detection. That looks like 29 palms right there. Entered service in 1970. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't want to be strapped in that thing. Oh man. Just wait for the kaboom. But gotta do what you gotta do. High intensity noise, hearing protection required, I guess. That's pretty cool. And we're getting pretty close to the end of the inside stuff here. M60A1 main battle tank with reactive armor. Made by General Dynamics. American second generation main battle tank developed from the M48 patent, but it was never officially christened as a patent tank. The sudden demand for America to produce a quality MBT began with the outbreak of the Korean War. It appeared the Soviet Union had outpaced the U.S. in tank production, both in quality and quantity. Official standardization of the M60 was complete in 1959. Following year, it was fielded to the U.S. European units and was rated combat ready since 1960. More than 15,000 tanks have been manufactured. She weighs 51.8 tons. Continental V12, 720 horsepower. See the sleeping quarters? wherever the shade is. I love it. Look at all those armor plates stacked all over. Give you a shot of the running gear. All right, had to turn it off for a second. The kid running by me with flip-flops on, making a bunch of noise. Oh, he's coming back. M88A2 Hercules Armored Recovery Vehicle. That's pretty neat. 140,000 pounds. Entered service in 1961. Got a Continental V12 in it. 1,000 horsepower. That's pretty cool. So they've got some plexiglass and a ladder set up here at this Hercules so we can see what's inside. Pretty nice looking in there. Wouldn't be a bad place to work, huh? Pretty cool. And a Cougar 4x4 mine resistant ambush protected vehicle, an MRAP. Cougar's mine resistant ambush protected MRAP and infantry mobility vehicle. It came out in 2004. 32,000 pounds. Got a Cat C7 in it. Here it is doing work. Air Force markings. Huh, interesting. Pretty cool. It'd be fun to have an MRAP. That would be lots of fun. All right, I'm gonna go see what they have outside. I'm gonna go through the gift shop, kind of look around a little bit too. All right, so I covered most of the indoor stuff. Got the door over here to go to the outside. It says more cool stuff outside this door. So let's go see. Got some uniforms. Let's see what's out here. Oh, they got the real stuff here. Look at that. That looks like fun. Sure. Yeah, it's about 113 degrees out here right now. It is toasty. Hoping for some thunderstorms, but I don't think we're going to get any for a couple days. Alright, let's go over here. You can see here's where they're building the track for the rides. Looks like they got a viewing platform over here for maybe some shows or something like that, I guess. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, you know, as this place finishes building out and then get all the programs going and everything. M3 Stuart. Painted to represent an M3 captured by Japan, 1941 to 45, on loan from the United States Army. M114, armored fighting vehicle, on loan from the U.S. Army. M3A1 Stuart, United States light tank, 41 to 45, on loan from the U.S. Army. PT-76, Soviet-Russian amphibious light tank, from 1962 to 2006. Nothing like modernizing your fleet. Wow, got light duty that everything is. I guess it's amphibious, right? Was it amphibious? Yeah, it was. That's why it's so light. M41 Walker Bulldog, United States light tank, 53 to 69. Belongs to the U.S. Army as well. M7B1 Priest, United States self-propelled artillery, 42 to 50s. Wow, that's some heavy casting there. Look at that front end on that thing. M56 Scorpion, self-propelled anti-tank gun, 59 to 70. U.S. M42A1 Dusters, self-propelled anti-aircraft gun, 1952 to 1988, on loan from the U.S. Army. That's a behemoth there. Look at the front end of that thing. Well, it looks like the U.S. Army needs to do a little house cleaning, huh? Let's see what they got over here. I don't know if I'm allowed over here. We'll fucking doubt, huh? This carrier's troop carrier here. Maybe this is what they're going to be doing the rides in. I don't know. We got it parked out here on their little track. Like I said earlier, I looked on their website and they showed them driving around here a little bit. Like they were kind of getting the feel of what they're going to be doing. In the cooler months, that would actually be really fun to get a ride in that. Today at 113, no. Restricted area, authorized personnel only. They got a Gamma Goat, humvee. They got a few things in here. They got a Stewart and Stevenson over there. Looks like they got a tug, a little dozer. Kind of cool. Maybe that's where they're storing stuff that they got to work on and clean up, find a spot for. I don't know. Oh, that's their track. There we go. You walk up there and I'll turn the camera back. Sorry about the wind noise. I didn't put the wind muff on my mic. At least I'm wearing a mic. Some of you guys that always complain that I don't wear a mic. I got one on. I just didn't bring the wind muff. So this looks like the track. They've even got a lit and an observation platform. So I'm assuming they're going to be doing rides as well as demonstrations, which would be really cool. Be able to come out here and see that. That'd be really cool. I think I'm going to be coming back here. All right, and this is in the roundabout here in the center of the parking lot. It's kind of the first thing that greets you when you come in is looking down the barrel of this bad boy. M103 heavy tank, 1957 to 1974. On loan from the National Museum of the Marine Corps. She's a beauty. Look at her. All right, what a way to welcome your customers with a 155 millimeter howitzer pointed at the front door. Pretty cool. Let's see, M777 155 millimeter howitzer. Entered service in 2005. 4.2 tons. Pretty cool. There it is, hooked up to a Stewart and Stevenson right there. All right, yeah, if you guys are interested in coming here, it's right next to the Pima Air Space Museum. You pull in the same parking lot pretty much. It's a different parking lot, but you're pulling the same road off of the main road. And there's the Air Museum right there, which is a legendary air museum. My in-laws are in Tucson, so I've been coming here for years, back and forth. And so I've been to that museum a few times, and then I've also been to AMARC, which if you're planning on coming out there, make sure you check on how to get a tour booked for AMARC. But it's really cool to see that the aircraft. It's not really a graveyard. It's kind of a graveyard, but more of an aircraft storage facility, I should say. And this here just tops it all off right here. There's a T-72M battle tank, 1972. A Soviet. Entered production in 1969. It came out in 1972. The main feature was the frying pan style turret, an auto-loading system eliminating the need for a fourth crew member. Some picture of it. Probably broke down laying out in the field somewhere. It's got Iraqi markings on it. What we got here? Bravo Company, U.S. Marines, Predator, B Company, 4th Tank Battalion, 4th Marine Division, Activated December 1990, deactivated 1991. Company captured this T-72B tank in Kuwait City following 4 days of combat, during which the company destroyed 119 Iraqi vehicles and took 474 prisoners in 4 separate engagements. I remember when all that was going on. It was really cool because I was born in '68, so I was born after, during Vietnam. After that, there was like Grenada and a couple weird things. And then when that went on with Desert Shield and Desert Storm and all that, it was really neat being able to just watch this happen live, like as it was going on. And this is spoils of war right here. This was a former Soviet tank that the Iraqis had that we took. Good job, Marines. I don't know, I'm probably wrong, but look at the armor made out of wood. It's probably not, but you never know. The Soviets, right? They just wanted to make it look like they were armed. In fact, I think they're still that way today. And here's a little bit of the gift shop they have. Got a lot of stuff in here. A lot of cool stuff. Tucson Military Vehicle Museum. That's a cool water bottle right there. I like that. All right, so that's it. I showed you guys all the stuff inside. I showed you the stuff outside. Obviously, this place is going to be growing. They're going to be getting a lot more to it, and it's obviously very well funded, which is good. It's always sad to see a museum or some type of deal like this where they're scraping by and you don't get the full effect of all of it. But this one here, you could tell they're spending some money on it, and looks like they're still building. It's very new. So anyways, this is it. This is the outside stuff. We already went through the inside. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I know it's a little different than my normal working on stuff, the heavy equipment stuff and whatever, but I do a lot of military vehicle stuff too on the channel. So if you're into it for the heavy equipment stuff, well, enjoy this or just don't watch it, I guess. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and share the video with a friend if you have a friend that's interested in military vehicles or in heavy equipment stuff. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.